So the more creative I get, the more my studio gets in disaster stage. So I've been working on this painting and it is just getting messier and messier in here. I've been living with this painting for a few days actually. I just love it. Let me show you. I love the white space in this corner, just letting those rocks just be white with a hint of spatter. Feels so good. And then that contrasting dark on this side, it's like this yin-yang thing going on, and it feels really awesome. I love this passage of movement through the waterfall, and the little lines in here just, I don't know, it just works. It makes me feel really happy. What is not working, what I don't feel great about, is my trees. I'm not sure at this point if I can fix them. I can't leave them as they are and have this painting feel successful. This side especially feels disproportionate, and there's, yeah, it's just a hot mess. And so I don't know either whether or not I can leave this background as simple as it is, or if I need to add a little bit more in there. Looking at it through the viewfinder, it makes me feel like there's gonna need to be a little bit more darker value in there as well. And I have to be brave enough to allow that to happen, to go in, to dig into that at the risk of ruining everything else. When there's big things that need to be resolved, in order for all the working stuff to be able to work it as best as it can be really scary, and it's really hard to move into a painting when you know there's something to be lost. There's a risk that I could ruin it. And I have to be okay with ruining this painting if I can't solve it. I think we feel like sometimes like there's an alternative, like we ruin something and then we feel really guilty about it. You know, it doesn't really work that way, because what's the alternative? You leave it unfinished? Well, that's not working. So, you know, it's not, oh, I shouldn't have done anything. You have to do something. And the something that you do isn't always going to be right. And I think we just have to know that that element of risk exists. This is the wrong brush. I don't feel right about this brush. Let's switch over. Let's see if I can do better with a little bit draggier brush. Working with uncertainty, knowing that in order for progress to be made, there also is risk. It's just the nature of the project that, you know, it's all or nothing all the time. There's this phthalo yellow green, not phthalo yellow green, what is it? Bright yellow green. I'm going to try to use it, and I'm going to try to build up my layers of color here. And I don't know if it's going to work or not. Oops, dripped. Dripped a bit more, this time deliberately. That made that drip not feel so lonely. One thing that's kind of I'm struggling with is this line is not proportional. And I'm not sure if I can fix that at all. We're going to try. Now this is where I'm in a better place than a beginner painter, because I know that even if I ruin this painting, I'm still making good work. I'm still going to make good work in the future. I've done it enough times that I have hope, I have trust. And if you're a new painter, you might not have that hope and trust. And that's where everything can feel scary and risky. And the best cure for that is to paint a lot. When you paint a lot, oh, I like that line. It's still not really proportional, but I like it. So I'm gonna use it. And we're gonna echo it up there with something else that may or may not work. Taking risks, giving things a try. So the biggest cure for uncertainty is just painting a lot. Then you have a body of work to look back over. You have progress to measure. That progress can be a great measuring device. Your failures don't feel as lonely, they have company, and your successes do too. Well, there's a lot more depth happening there. The trees suddenly got a lot bigger, which meant things got closer to the viewer, but I'm not going to obsess about it. David Hockney has a great line about perspective. It's like a trap. It's like it strangles your paintings. It says, your painting isn't a success unless it looks like the paint, unless it is proportionally accurate. And oh, think of all the painters who made amazing work that had no bearing on perspective. Remarkable. See that? Oh, I've outgrown it. I've outgrown that little technique see, now it just seems like a routine. I always paint my evergreens that strandy way. I used to paint them a different way, and then this became my way, and now it feels wrong. I've outgrown it. Now I have to find a new way. Nothing stays the same. Everything is continually changing, moving. You can't be the same artist you were yesterday. There's no reverse. There's no retreat to safety. These little strands, the bright yellow green that I have here, it's really kind of syrupy. So it's creating these heavily pigmented like strands of color. My reference photo says there is a dark line back here, and I think it's one that's going to serve my painting, so I'm going to try to make it. And I want it to be, I have to use the color that I've already used in the painting, but I also want it to be darker. Like, I want to use a violet. So I'm going to pull in additional violet. Just marking tiny little marks to just hint at continuity. Feeling like I need to build up some darks here, and I'm hoping I'm not obsessing about things that I should just leave. It happens, and I don't want it to happen. I kind of like that shape right there. Okay, it's a natural break, stopping point now, pulling back. I've worked on this upper part, building up depths in here and along here. Still not crazy about that part, but I might just have to make my peace with it. Maybe play with some cropping. It might be a better scene if we cut it off like there and don't see any sky happening at all. I don't know. Wait and see. Pause. Evaluate. Live with it for a little while. Then decide.